Hi everybody. I'm popping in from the future here because there's two things that happened in this episode. First of all, there was a lot of rewrites. This episode went through a lot of reshoots to kind of like make sure it became correct. But also, you're going to notice that my shades right here, the shaders decided to break. So now they just kind of look like normal glasses, which I don't know if they look that good on me. So yeah, continuity error. You'll see that about somewhere towards the end of this episode. But anyway, with that out of the way, here it is, VR Chat 101. Do this, not that. VR Convention Edition. Enjoy. Okay, let's see if I got anything here on my checklist. Ticket for the convention? Check. Let's see. Babysitter for Foxy? Check. They'll actually be here tomorrow morning. Let's see. Other things. Change of clothes? Check. Change of avatar? Check. Extra gloves? Check. Guitar picks in case you go to karaoke? Double check. Friend code? Check. And let's see. Plane ticket. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna fly myself. All right, so that's everything. All right, I think I'm convention ready. Oh, hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in. And in case you couldn't tell, I was packing my bags because, well, actually, I should say this. I was showing you kind of a little simulation run of how to pack your bags for if you're going to a convention. Because you know what? There's a lot of differences between going to a real convention and going to a virtual convention. Now, at the time of recording this, there is no actual convention that's going on right now. However, there is one particular VR convention that is the biggest convention that you can think of. And I actually went there for the very first time. In this VR Chat 101 episode, I'm going to show you some of the do's and don'ts of how to prepare for a virtual reality convention, and tell you exactly how to get yourself prepared, what to expect, and kind of just really how you would get prepared to go to a convention in a little segment I like to call "Do This, Not That" VR Convention Edition. Roll the intro. So, a VR convention. Wow. VR conventions are a lot of fun. Because you want to know why? They are so much fun to be a part of. Because you don't have to worry about your hotel fare, you don't have to worry about anything else. And you can basically do it from the comfort of your own home. There is one specific virtual convention that almost everybody I know goes to. And it's been going on now for quite a few years. And that place is called VrChat101. Yes, everybody. VrChat101 is the leader, the pinnacle of any furry convention out there on VRChat. And the best part is that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you are, some bigwig or some underground person or even somebody that is like low on the food chain. Anybody can actually go to VrChat101 and have a grand old time. So, let me take you over to my red board so I can explain to you a little bit more about what VrChat101 actually is and what it kind of entails, as well as also show you some do this, not that. So let's go over to my red board right about now. Here we are, and now we can take a look at the do's and don'ts of going to a virtual convention. Now, a lot of these actually pertain to real-life conventions as well, and in the case of VrChat101, well, it also works for them too. So let me show you about some of the do's and don'ts. Let's take a look at the do's first, because I think those are always fun to start with. First of all, we have choose your main. So what does that mean exactly? Well, choose your main is basically your main avatar that you're going to use for the convention itself. When it comes to choosing your main, it really means the main avatar that you're going to use throughout the convention. Now, I know you guys saw in some of my early videos on this channel of like when I went to VrChat101 Umbra, I went as this Nardo, I went with the Prince Nardo, I also used my Antoine and King Elias Acorn skin, which is totally fine because, we always like to showcase our favorite avatars. But here's the thing. If you yourself have, like, let's say a brand, if you will, or let's say maybe you have an avatar that your friends know you best by, then what you kind of have to figure out for yourself is what do you want to be. And I know that there is a bunch of different furries in the fandom. I mean, you can be anything from like a Tatum to a Nardo, which is me, a Wicker Beast, Nova Beast. Let's see, what else? Coyote, dog-like creature, cat. I'm forgetting a lot of these different ones, but again, it all depends on your preference. And you should be able to at least choose your main avatar that you want to use to not only represent your brand, if let's say you're a content creator, or maybe, you actually make worlds or avatars or anything like that, but on the flip side of the token, something that can be your identity. Because I feel like that in VRChat, our avatar is kind of like our alternate ID, or like our alter ego in a way, because we can actually express ourselves through our avatars. Now, of course, I'm not saying express yourselves like, you're a theater kid or something like that. I am ready for my close-up. Oh, I'm gonna break a leg. By the way, no offense to the theater kids that are actually that actually watch these videos. But all kidding aside, you know what I mean. So make sure that you choose the avatar that you want to use. And if I were you, I would say go with whatever you like, but stay away from anime characters. Stay away from Five Nights at Freddy's avatars, because there's a lot of people that when they actually see something like that, they'll automatically think that that's a Freddy Fazbear kid, okay? So avoid those at all costs. Some, not everything, but some Sonic avatars you want to avoid, only because that, again, some people think that whenever they see Sonic the Hedgehog, like Sonic himself, or, you know, anybody else like that, they instantly think that it's going to be a Fazbear kid of some sort. Now, the only exception to this rule is if, like, you know, they know you or something like that. And let me see, I think there's also another one too. Oh yeah, avoid using any of like the default avatars from like the VR chat worlds, because a lot of people are going to see those and just think, nerd! Or maybe they'll just think that you are a noob. Whatever it might be, just, you know, choose something that best fits your identity. Next up on the do list is dress up. Dress up, dress up, dress up. That is so much fun because, you know what? Sometimes the avatar that you choose as your main has a bunch of really great costumes, as well as also great outfits that you can wear that best represent who you are. Dressing up your avatar in clothing and things like that is actually pretty cool, and is also something that will also show off your avatar a lot. It all depends on what type of avatar that you do have, because some avatars just have default settings, like, you know, they don't have any clothing at all. But for me, I like to dress up as anybody else would. In fact, this is actually what my Galaxy Nardo looks like right now. As you can tell by, you know, the way that this looks, I have along with me, I have, I guess you'd call them leg warmers, the shorts, the harness, shirt, gloves, and shades. Those are actually what make, you know, this Nardo actually look really cool. However, there's also other Nardos that have some better combinations. Like, for example, here I'm in my Prince Nardo, which is actually the deep blue Nardo, and as you can see, it's very similar to the one that I usually use, only this time around I have white gloves. And I don't know if the camera can actually pick this up, but if you look closer here on the arms, you can see I got the fishnets. This is basically the same type of fishnets that that Prince, the actual singer, actually uses. It basically rounds out the character. So you can also make your Nardo or make your character look like somebody from real life. Now, another one that is also really fun to use. Maybe you have a hankering for the flavor of mint. So this is another fun little Nardo to use. This is called the Wavy Pink Nardo, and it's actually a lot of fun. Because here, take a closer look at the skin textures as I bring this closer to me. See how I have different patterns on my face? Sometimes some avatars and some Nardos actually have this beautiful pattern on their face that they can actually change around and to make their character pop out and just be really good. I mean, look at this. I almost kind of look like a bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream, don't I? But again, similar thing. As you can see, there's nothing on top of my head. As you can see, the shirt is just normal. I have on swimming trunks. Also have on, you know, gloves. But as you can see here, no leg warmers. That's because you don't usually need leg warmers. Because again, you can basically go as dressed up, or maybe not as dressed up as you want to. It's a really fun combination to kind of like see these different Nardos. And let me show you one more Nardo that is actually kind of fun. Because you can also go as a party Nardo, as this thing is called. But this one is slightly different compared to the others. So as you can see, the eyes are a little different color. I now have all 5 of my hands here. Five hands? How about 5 fingers right here? And you know, there's the beans. My eyes are a slightly different color as you actually take a look closer into them. kind of cute, isn't it? But you can also see too that my thing has an outline, which means I kind of stand out in the crowd a little bit. The uniform that I have on is actually really cool. Let's take a closer look at the logos here. I'm not sure what this logo is supposed to mean right here, but it's still, you know, it's still a lot of fun. But it's still really cool to actually, you know, wear. This Nardo also has, you know, shorts, and once again, you know, it has some other stuff. But do you want to know something else that this particular Nardo has that some other things don't? And I tend to see a lot of these, especially on VRChat. And no, it does not have boopable snoof. It actually has a belly button. See that belly button right there? That's okay to, show off or anything like that. That's because many different furry creatures have belly buttons like this. And it's okay. It's okay to show those off. So, if you have, any creature, I don't care if it's a Nardo, Wicker Beast, or anything like that, if they come with, if they come with a lot of different costumes, show them off, We want to see what you look like when you're all dressed up and ready to go for a furry convention. The next thing on the list, and this one goes without saying, is be nice and friendly. Being nice and friendly is extremely important when it comes to going to a VR convention. Because here's the thing, being nice and being friendly will actually get you a little bit further when making new friends or visiting with staff members or things like that. In fact, I'll even give you an interesting little secret. Sometimes being friendly gets you into places that you wouldn't really get into if you were just some normal, weirdo out there. I don't know why this hand is not working so well, but okay. So anyway, that should be just number one on your list, is be nice and friendly. Because believe me, if you're nice, you might end up in bigger friend groups, and then pretty soon you're going to find new friends to play with, and of course with the ones you currently have that you went with for, this virtual convention, they're going to love you even more, and you know what too? They are going to have a much better time as well. So make sure that you're always friendly, even when situations get a little bit hairy. And this last one here for the do's, take breaks. So here's the thing. So let's pretend, for example, that you have the day off. Okay, you have the day off, so you're on VRChat, you're right here, and you're going out there to just have some. Oh, fuck me. Why is this remote not working? Why is this thing not working? Yeah, I'm gonna have to order a new controller. Okay, anyway. Last on the list is take breaks. So, take breaks is actually something that you should do in a real a real convention, but also in a real VRChat convention. Because think of it this way. Let's say you're on VRChat right now, and it's your day off, and you decide to do all the things. That Virality has to offer. Well, nobody can be on VRChat for, 12 hours a day. That's just bonkers. So it's always best to take breaks in between. So let's say, for example, you decide to allot, let's say, 4 hours. So let's say you're on for like 4 hours. So you're on for like the first 2, and then you take a little breather. Maybe you go and do something else for a little bit, or maybe you go get some food, or maybe you decide, to just go ahead and, just people watch. Totally fine. But just remember, those breaks are going to be super important, because you know what? At the time when you want to take a break, maybe your friends will want to play a game, or maybe go see a panel, or even go see even a gathering of some sort, or even go to a meetup, which meetups are also very important too. I'm not quite sure why I didn't add them here, but again, it actually kind of goes with choose your main. Because there's meetups for almost every species out there. You just have to find the schedule, and then go find the ones you like, and go to the ones that you like, and don't go to the ones you don't like. Simple as that. Now we're going to go to the don'ts, and this is where y'all got to pay attention. Because a lot of these things, this is what I saw trying to happen last time at Virality Umbra. So first things first, don't use crash avatars. What do I mean by Crash avatars? I don't mean that you can't use Crash Bandicoot avatars. I mean, if you want to go to Ferrari in a Crash Bandicoot avatar, totally fine. Okay? Totally fine. What I mean by Crash avatars are like those weird ones that like have all these, weird glitches on them or something like that, or like, take up all the nodes and everything, and they're known to like crash the world. Because believe me, if you crash an instance here on VRChat that is a non-convention instance, yeah, you're gonna make a lot of friends pissed off. However, if you do it during a convention, it's not gonna be pretty. Your ass is gonna be out of there before you can say jumpin' juniper. So don't do it. Don't use Crash avatars, and if you want to showcase one, go to your own world. Don't use a Ferality world to show off a Crash avatar. Next up is don't go nude/lewd. A virtual convention, depending on what it is always going to be for all ages. Now, yes, mostly you're going to find adults that are on there. Because here's the thing, you need to be at least 13 years of age or older to not only get into the Discord, but also to have VRChat, which unfortunately, a lot of kids and a lot of people tend to not know how to read. So, with this thing, don't go nude or lewd is very simple. I know that a lot of different, furries tend to like to use, the very sexy avatars where they have like, the voluptuous lumps and the junk in the trunk back here, or maybe you have like, one of these things that just, dangles, almost like a yarn ball or something like that. Keep them in your pants, buddy. Because you do not want to go onto I'm blanking on my head here. Oh yeah, that's it. You do not want to go into a convention hall like this. Hello, ladies. How are you doing on this fine evening here at this virtual convention? Ooh, I love the breeze feeling down below. Anybody want to have a little fun with this Nardo? Keep your clothes on, bucko. No one wants to see your Nardo schween. In fact, nobody even wants to see any schween out there anyway. So yes, folks, you don't want to go onto a VRChat convention world with, your schween hanging out or anything like that. Now, I don't care if you're supposed to be a sexy goddess or something like that. Just remember, keep everything inside your pants and your clothes and stuff, and everything will be alright. Alright? Last thing on the list is harassment. And believe me, we talked a little bit about this in the It's Okay to Cry video about internet harassment. But what about when it's actually something that's going on in the convention itself? Well, that's the other thing. Harassment is never a good thing in any VRChat setting. And harassment can be anything. From like somebody using a stupid avatar to try and get attention. Maybe they, maybe they actually chase after you. Or maybe it's one of those white knights who has been lying about you, and has decided to use virality to basically cause a lot of problems. If you see any problems like that, or you see somebody causing harassment, it's always important to alert a staff member immediately, or let them know. Occasionally, you will find staff members in some of the different instances. Sometimes they actually join the same instance you're in. But again, just keep yourself safe, okay? Because believe me, I actually heard that there was a few incidences during this year's Ferality, and I don't ever want to see those again. So yeah, just keep yourself safe, and also don't give away too much information about yourself. So now that we know some of the do's and don'ts of what to do and what not to do at a convention, I think it's probably a good idea to show you kind of the craftsmanship and kind of like what a Ferality world kind of looks like. Now, Ferality has had several different themed conventions over the past few years. They had Luma, they had Aqua, they recently had Umbra, which that map is still not out yet. Come on, Ferality, release the damn thing already. But there's actually one particular world that I personally love, and a lot of other groups tend to love as well. And I am going to go ahead and take you folks there. That's right. We're going to go to one of Ferality's actual convention worlds for you to check out. We're going to go and check out Ferality Silva. Ooh, all right. So you saw me coming in on the zip line over there. Well, that's because that was one of the great things about the world we're on. In fact, let me turn the camera around so you can see it. Welcome to Sylvia. Ferality Sylvia, that is. Sylvia was one of the themes for one of the more recent Feralities, and one of the great things about this is that this was the village. This was the village world. Now, what does it mean by a village world? Basically, it's kind of the world that shows off the theme of what Ferality has in store for that time. And as you can see, this was more of a treehouse world. There's also a nighttime variant of it, but here it's daylight, so we can actually see everything. Here, follow me, and I'm going to show you around and show you all the different little aesthetics that this place has. Ferality Sylvia's aesthetics here is really cool, because you can see it was more of like a jungle treehouse than anything else. You can actually see a lot of these little areas and a lot of the detail as well. I mean, just look at this. Look at the detail on the leaves and on the furniture and everything, even the little birds that are right here too. It's an impressive look as well. Over there, that is actually the movie screen, or where a lot of the furries would actually go to see like the different programs and little nuances that people would put up. There's the official logo of Ferality with also the dates for the next one. There was certainly a lot of things to actually see down here, including somewhere down there is Dealer's Den. In fact, I believe that is actually part of Dealer's Den. Here, let's see if we can get down there via this rope. There we go. And there's part of what Dealer's Den looked like. Apparently, this is kind of what Dealer's Den would look like. Now, of course, imagine these instead of fruits and other things, having like posters for like avatars, worlds, and things like that. Oh, look, check it out, check it out, check it out. See these? These birds here are actually creatures that were made specifically for this map. I forgot the actual name of these things, but you could sometimes find their avatars floating around, especially in avatar search worlds. Unfortunately, this world does not have any avatar portals to find these. The attention to detail inside of a Ferality world is really, really nice. And the interesting thing too is that some of these worlds actually are really big on megabytes. That's because of the fact that there's a lot of assets here. In fact, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but you can actually hear wind rustling through the trees. And you can even hear the birds singing and things like that. But just imagine, at one particular time, this world was chock-a-block full of, you know, convention goers, going up and down these areas, checking out all the beautiful things that virality has to offer. Probably even seeing if they could find their friends and find all sorts of things. There's just no better place to be, especially when it comes to virality stuff. Just look at the shading on some of these things. Look at how big some of these places are. They're pretty cool. Down there, I believe, was actually a little area where you could watch movies and things. Here's a closer look inside one of the tribal areas. You can see some of the different virality, I guess you'd call these the banners. They're all made by different artists as well. Here's some of the trinkets that you could find on the shelves. All really nice. Even a few walking sticks, including this guy, who is an explorer of some sort, who is basically on a trek for the next mission that he's supposed to go on. And to be honest, this you'll sometimes see mascots and things like this guy, peppered in around the map, and sometimes there's actually official characters and official avatars. I should mention too that sometimes you also can get a name tag that is themed for the particular convention. However, you don't need to wear the name tag to get in. As long as you got your ticket, you're good to go. So now you know a little bit about how to get prepared for a convention of this magnitude, whether it be virality or whether it be a different virtual convention. But I need to say this as well. This video was filmed way before the next virality convention. Now, there might be a revision of this video coming down the road, but for now, you can use this as sort of like a guide into what to do and what not to do. But that's going to do it for this episode of VrChat101. If you guys want to see more of these, make sure you hit the like button, don't forget to comment, and also subscribe to my channel for new stuff. And so, until next time, everybody, I am Dr. Detroit. Take care. Who knows, maybe I might actually see you at the next virality.